math with RHB, and what we're going to look at this lesson is a few things. We're going to look at your career clusters and how mathematics is involved in so many different careers that you may be interested in pursuing. All right, we're also going to look at the implications of what happens if you don't put decimal numbers in the correct place. They are important. And then we're going to go with addition of decimal numbers. So we'll look at the career clusters first. Turn this on. All right. There are a ton of jobs that involve mathematics. Right? There's very few jobs that don't involve mathematics. All right, you can take a look at them. You can freeze them on your screen. All right, so I have mathematics in the center and all these different, and they go off in different things: bookkeeper, accountant, auditor, things that kind of go in a line. You say, well, I may be not interested in any of those, and that's a possibility. I'm going to move it up because there are some down a little low. You can't see yet. All right, so you've even got electrician, architects, physician, pharmacist, chemist, microbiologist, surveyor, meteorologist. Almost everything involves math. All right, or in one form or another, or quite heavily. You may wish just to work in a bank, so you've still got cashier, teller, those kind of things. It's all mathematics. So looking at the other, this is a technical education spread. Again, it says technical education, but if you look at some of the jobs, all right, tool designer, shop teacher, sheet metal worker, lathe operator, all of these things involve mathematics. Right? It's very difficult to get away from a job that doesn't have any mathematics involved. All right, so we're going to look at, actually I'll move that up so you can see some of the bottom ones too. You can freeze those on your screen so that you can take a better look at them. Hopefully they're clear. Nuclear medicine, industrial arts teacher, elevator mechanic, auto body repair, aircraft inspector, airframe assembler, you name it. All right, you end up with math. Now there's specific math that goes with certain jobs, and if you take training, right, they're going to go through that math. But to be struggling with the basics, all right, means that you're going to struggle trying to pick up quickly, because they're not going to spend a lot of time teaching you how to add or subtract. Okay? You really have to do that a lot on your own. So I'm going to switch this out, and I'm going to put this. Hopefully it comes through. The reason the placement of decimals is so important, it starts happening when you start getting paid. Right? That's when you really start to realize. When you're in school and they just say, oh, it's important where the decimal goes, it's like, yeah, whatever. But when you're getting paid, right, this is when you find out about decimal placement and how, when it's wrong, it really can affect your bank account, your dollars, your paycheck. So we're going to take a look at example 1. I'm just going to slide this down a bit. So I'm going to hire a student. All right, so I would say student. And they're going to help me clean out the garage. So I think it's going to take 4 hours. So I'm going to offer to pay somebody, let's say, $15 an hour for 4 hours. So that's $15 an hour times 4 hours. All right, so if it's 4 hours, 15, you're going to end up with $60. All right, so your paycheck, all right, I'm going to write you a check. Not that you see those very often anymore, but now you're going to see a paycheck, should see of $60. If you're under 16, you're not going to pay any tax. I'm not really a corporation, I'm just a private citizen, so It's not a big complex thing. You just take the number of hours times how much you're being paid, and you get that amount. So it should say $60. If you get a paycheck and it says $6, it's pretty easy to see what happened. All right, somebody shifted the decimal and didn't put it in the correct spot. So nobody wants to be paid $6 when they should be getting $60. Right? And even worse than that, right? What if they shift the decimal even farther and it's 60 cents? Right? Again, same problem, right? Decimal's in the wrong place, right? You want $60. Right? You do not want $6, 60 cents, or 6 cents. Right? Now, it'd be nice if they made an error in your favor and made it $600. The biggest problem with that is you're going to owe the money back. Right? So that's a problem. But when you're underpaid, you should know when you're being paid approximately what your paycheck is. It's very difficult once you start paying income tax, employment insurance, possibly pension amounts, dues for one company or another's social programs or whatever they happen to have, union dues if you happen to be part of a union, right? All those things, it makes it difficult to figure out the bottom line. But once you get a pay stub, most people do automatic deposits now, and that into your bank account. Once you get a pay stub, all right, or a readout, whatever they give you, you should be able to go through it, add it, subtract it, multiply it, whatever you need to do to figure out if the paycheck's right. All right, number of hours times how much you're being paid. If you multiply that out and you don't get the right amount, all right, then you need to see somebody at the payroll or salary department. All right, so doing it correctly, all right, should end up with $60. So we're going to start with addition of decimal numbers. All right, again, I've only put 3 questions across. Right, once you start getting too many questions, it's gets too crowded. So we have question 1 for addition of decimal numbers. All right, first thing you need to do is, if there's decimal numbers involved, you put the decimal in first. All right, so just follow it down the question and stick it in. Then all you need to do is add. All right, so 1 and 0 is 1. 6 and 2 is 8. 9 and 3 is 12. So you end up with, that one's not very good. That's it, 1281. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be money, it could be anything. But in this case, it's a simple addition. Same thing with question 2. There's 3 numbers to add, and that's fine. 3 numbers to add is okay. What you need is, same thing, follow the decimal down, stick it in first. Right? I made it larger than it should be. It really shouldn't be that large. If you're taking it with your pencil, it should be just sticking your pencil down and turning it slightly. I'm making it large so that it shows you how it should be there in the first place. Right? Then all you do is add. Right? So I have a 2, a nothing, a nothing. So I end up with 2. Oh boy, this marker doesn't want to work. Then I end up with 7, a nothing, and 6. So I end up with 13. So I'm going to do a 3, and I still carry that 1 to the next line. So I have 6, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so I end up with a 0 here. Alright, you don't put the 10 behind the decimal. You still carry that number over. So you end up with a 1 here. Now I have 4, 3 is 7, and 1 is 8. Last one. even if you have zeros in front of the decimal, right? They may be zeros, you still need to put that decimal there. Doing that, and so 2 and 1 is 3, 6 and 5 is 11. So I'm gonna end up with 1 over here, which means I'm gonna end up with 1 here. So 1, decimal 1, 3. If you keep the decimal place there, if the question's provided for you, then the decimals should line up. If the question's not provided for you, when you write the question, make sure you line it up in the correct place values.